And Powell, who's one of the guys, one of the new young Expendables, he was like, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna take my hood off. And I was like, I'm gonna pick up a gun and I'm going like this. And I'm like, I don't throw my gun up my shoulder, I'm gonna put my hand on my other gun. We were all really excited about it. And it was like at the end of like a long day of filming, so we were already like running, jumping, climbing trees and all this stuff. The funny part was just having to go from being like dirty to undirty all the time.
They do that over there?
So yeah. So I had to like, I was covered in like dirt and debris and all this stuff, and they had to like clean me off. But it was cool. Like I got like this like super state-of-the-art like new kind of camo that like they like found that really optically like messes with your eyes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the material, it like shakes the dust off, because it's like, why would you have special camo if it got dirty really easily, right? And then people would just see you immediately right over again. So there was one lady who was, her designated job was to put dust on my butt. Like I would not lazy job. Like,
no, not
come
me.
up behind me and pat me on the ass all day long. I wouldn't even turn around. And I'm like, oh, it's like it's dust butt check, you know? And
that's when lazy decided to get on board.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I make the salads and spend the night. That's as far as it goes.
So it wasn't that hard to get clean after getting dirty. I would just jump up and down a few times and it'll all just fall off. It was
so
really
that's
cool.
And that's legit camo that the service really wears, right? That SEALs and stuff.
Yeah, it's
really
like the super like newest state of the art kind of camo.
Oh wow, you can keep it?
Yeah, right.
No. I think they might have reshoots or other things later, so they didn't let me keep anything. I got some pretty cool outfits actually. I'm pretty sure I've done it.
When did that finish shooting?
That was, I want to say, October 23rd. Yeah.
And so do you go right from there, just directly into training for this fight?
No, I got home. I was home for like 5 or 6 days, and then I went straight to Fast and Furious. And then did that for like 10 days, and then came home right at the 6-week point and jumped straight into camp. Cause that was my condition. Was I was only gonna be able to do Fast and Furious if they got me out of there in time to start my 6-week camp. So they like shuffled around everything pretty much to make it possible for me to do it. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they did several backflips for me. I really appreciated it. They made it happen because it wasn't easy for them. You know, schedule-wise, it's a multi-million-dollar like huge movie. I think I was talking to Vin and I was like, sorry to shuffle around your $100 million movie. It's like it's actually $300 million. And the mumble growl was $300 million. I can't do it at all. That's my best Vin Diesel. He'll probably laugh his ass off if he heard that.
How much you got? And did you train a lot with Randy and stuff over there? Because I figured you have all these great guys over there with you, and like I'm sure I would think there'd be time to do some stuff.
I didn't really get to train that much with Randy. I trained more with Victor Ortiz, actually.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because it was kind of like funny, like the young guys, we formed our own little team, like the new guns,
right?
Versus like the veterans.
We
used to call them the new Expendables and the old Expendables, and I think they really started to resent that after a little while. We're like, veterans, I mean. And so we would all pretty much go to the gym together a lot. Yeah. It was funny in the beginning, like Kellen and Glenn were the two new Expendables that were like the actor guys, and they were totally into it in the beginning, like I was like, come on, we're gonna at 5 a.m. we're gonna go run up the stairs, and Glenn's down at the bottom doing clapping push-ups and shit. By like week 7 he's like, hell no, like he never went with me again. After a while, no, they kind of fell off, but me and Victor were still charging it. It was cool.
Yeah, I heard Victor kept flicking Randy's ears.
Oh, Victor. He was like the little class clown, and on set like all the time. So I think every single time he got nervous, he would just randomly yell out 69. Yeah, our first day there, he said it a lot because he was really nervous. And I remember when we had to do this one scene where we were all like standing together, the young guys, and the director Patrick Hughes was like, he was like telling us stuff, and Victor's like, 69, and then he goes, I can't do Australian accents at all. He was like, Victor, honestly, if you do that again, you're fired. He was like, what, 69? It was just like he would just not stop. So it was really nice having him around, definitely. And then after filming some days, like via time the light was out, me and Victor would jump in our drivers' cars and have him drive us to random places in the mountains, and we would run up these mountains in Bulgaria, and he would run next to me yelling, and still he would do the whole thing, and he was like, and so he would do the whole I don't know which belt he was going for, WBC. He was like, and new WBC, Victor Ortiz, and still bantamweight, Ronda Rousey, and he would run up this mountain and yell at it. And I was like, all right, I love this kid, man.
That's great.
He's awesome.
That's cute.
It made it easy for me to have, because he was also in camp too. He had a fight scheduled that was supposed to be a week before my fight at the MGM too, and that ended up falling out. I think I was fighting like in January, but so we were both in camp and filming at the same time. So it was kind of cool to have that camaraderie.
For sure.
What kind of boxing tips did you pick up
From Victor? We did a lot of clinching stuff together, and so we found like this random boxing club in the middle of Bulgaria, and we would move around the ring, and I would have to try and clinch with him, and he would have to try and get away from me, which is good for him too. And he has got great footwork, you know, just from pure boxing, and so. He would run around and I would try and cut him off and find like a good way to clinch up with him. And I remember one day he was like, just try to throw me once. I just want to know. And then so then he found out what it was like. He's like, I don't know if you can do it. It was so funny. It was this one day because Michael Wooten and his friend Jason. Michael Wooten was one of the kids that was on Ultimate Fighter with me, and he came out to train with me in Bulgaria. So did Marina and Chris Beal, and but Wooten was there, and I was like on the boxing ring, and I was showing him something on the ground, and Victor's standing there, and he's like, It's like, I know a move from there. I'm like, really, you do? And he's like, yeah, you know a ground move? He's like, yeah. So I'm already laying on the ground. He's like, yeah, lay down. And he lays down next to me, but facing the other way. He looks at me, he goes, 69. Yeah. But since it was just me and a bunch of dudes all the time, I thought that was like the best way to break like all of like the sexual tension that there would be is I would have to out innuendo and out dude all of them. So I was the number one with all the innuendo all the time, so it made everybody else like comfortable doing it. And so yeah, Victor ran with that comfort. He ran right with it.